What's up, everybody? It's BDF44. So I have another topic I wanted to talk about. I was just watching Stephen A. Smith, and he's talking about Dwight Howard and Kyrie Irving wanting to not have basketball resume at this time. Um, Kyrie doesn't think it's appropriate, from what I've read. He thinks that with everything going on socially, and of course with COVID-19, it would probably be best to just wait it out. It's already June. And Dwight has basically said, sports is going to make it so that everybody's not focused again. One of the reasons why this movement has been so powerful is because COVID shut everything down so that everyone, black, white, everyone, has been focused on social issues and issues of change, um, and developing and understanding their positions more so than they would have had sports been able to kind of pull their attention away from that, like it always does. And one of the reasons I think this is something that we have to now consider. One of the reasons why we haven't had change in this country is because of how wonderful of distractions that we've had. Sports keeps us focused for half of the year, depending on the sport you like, maybe all year. Um, Entertainment, music, things of that nature, art shows us images and gives us things to focus on rather than what's going on with one another. So when things happen, socially, we're kind of like, yeah, we're into it, we're focused, we're watching, but sports kind of gives you a way away from it. And in certain cases, particularly in the NFL, sports is kind of taken away from what the movement is about in terms of seeing social justice and change. I think they've been a direct deterrent, if you ask me, to the changes in social in the minds of people across the board. Had the NFL taken a more liberal approach, I guess is the way to put it, um, and taking the message that they're trying to push on to people now about equality, the message that they're trying to push on post Jay-Z hiring. Um, Had they been doing that from the beginning, that whole Kaepernick situation could have had a much different outcome, and I think we would have been in a much better place, obviously, if we had the support of the NFL and the support of some of the other leagues around the country that don't really do much for social change and social awareness. I will not include the NBA on that because the NBA has done a fantastic job of that, to be completely honest. But you look at the MLB, you look at the NHL, you look at soccer, you look at some of these other leagues, you just don't hear nothing about social justice, social changes, inclusion until basically now. Like they kind of just stay on the sidelines, and we know the NFL, they're on Trump's side basically as a whole, and I have my thoughts about that. But at the end of the day, at this point, change is needed. I think most people are aware, on board, and paying attention. And Dwight and Kyrie don't want that to change. They're hopeful that there's real change coming along. Dwight said he wants to see his people together and see us get where we need more than he wants a championship. And if that isn't an honorable stance to take, then what is? Quite honestly. So I support my guy Dwight. He's a Laker, 2 times over. You know what I mean? He's earned his respect. He's earned my support. I know what he's going through very recently with the passing of his child's mother, and he's in a space right now where he's growing up. I think the growth inside of him that we wanted to see 6 years ago is the growth that he has now taken upon himself now. And I think he's in a space where he's ready to take things seriously, and I support him 100%. If he wants to lace him up, he's got my support. I'll be watching. If he decides to sit it out, he has my support. I'll be sitting on the sideline rooting for him. Because what we need right now is for people not to lose sight of what it is that we've got going on. It's an election year, and we have a very rare, very, very rare opportunity for everybody to not have these distractions, to not have places to go to get their minds off of stuff. You have to focus on us. You have to focus on these social issues, and that is what I think is best for us right now. So I'm on the fence. My position on sports, with that being said, is a bit more selfish, to be honest, in terms of I don't want my team to come back because I'm not so certain we can win under the circumstances that we have right now, with every game being in Orlando, most of our team being over the age of 30, while the rest of the league is pretty much younger than that. The whole situation just doesn't seem like it's fit for my particular team to really thrive and succeed. But there's also things to add into the equation, like the collective bargaining agreement and how this sitting out this season will affect how that situation goes. We're looking at a possible lockout if guys don't play. But I feel like those are situations that can be handled in court. These are very, very, very special circumstances, very, very special times. It's not like we just came off an 82-game season, played playoffs, played finals, and now we're going into 21 season like it's normal. In the NBA, if you're an NBA fan, you're following me, you know, if guys sit out, we may not have a 21 season either. And then you're looking at different issues with how that affects the arenas and the contracts and with the arenas, how that affects TV contracts. It's a lot of stuff that could fall apart business-wise if the NBA doesn't pick up where they left off and finish off this season. So it's a lot to consider if you're a fan of the league. But social change is so much more important than that. I mean, it just really is. And if you don't see it as a deterrent, then it's not a problem. We're still going to have the social change. It's not like Dwight and Kyrie have to be right. But history shows us when people have distractions, they're only but so much focus they'll give to a certain situation. And this is a perfect storm for us to get the change that we've been wanting for so long. And we have a God-given opportunity that probably will never happen again for everybody to be on the same accord in terms of focus. So, yeah, do we want to take advantage of this and drain this thing and wring it out till it's the very last drop? Yes. Until we see the legislation changes and whatever needs to happen to make people feel comfortable again and feel like they're at home again, that's what it's about. I think if you believe in a higher power, yeah, you have to look at how the stars are aligned. COVID came at the right time in terms of social change. It's an election year. Yeah, the timing is right for people to really do exactly what they're doing. And there is some concern that sports is going to take some luster away from that. So I'm with Dwight, I'm with Kyrie, but I'm also with other players who want to play, people who want to heal, people who need sports to help get their mind off of things that are stressing them out. I get it. I'm with you, but I just think this is one of those rare times where we sacrifice all that for a greater good, and so be it if we have to. And let the numbers work themselves out. At the end of the day, all that collective bargaining agreement stuff, it's going to just have to work itself out. At the end of the day, it's just numbers and agreement. That's it. Rich people agreeing upon the numbers. Agree on the numbers, guys. I mean, don't make this harder than it has to be. Clearly, this is accentuating circumstances. Clearly, this is not something we're expecting to happen. Clearly, this wasn't a full season. So just amend the situation with your lawyers. Get the paperwork ready. You want to have a season going forward. You want to make the changes necessary to protect yourself from COVID. So you're going to have to work that into the collective bargaining agreement anyway. There's going to be some amendments that are going to be made that aren't going to ever have been there before because of these weird circumstances that the world is in right now. So, you know, that those negotiations are going to be a bit more complex any damn way. And there's no guarantee we're going to even be able to get back into these arenas next season. For all I know, they're going to be playing a whole season in Orlando. The whole league is. So we just kind of, in my opinion, ultimately, the conclusion I've come to is that they probably should just sit the season out anyway. You're not going to get the best basketball from everyone because guys are in different types of shape. Some guys have been eating for the last 3 months. Other guys have been working out for the last 3 months. Other guys just doing the best they can to stay in shape but haven't had the equipment, haven't had the access to get into these arenas and to these training facilities and whatnot. So you don't know who's coming back healthy. The teams that were in positions to kick butt before COVID may not be coming back in that same shape. So guys have gotten a chance to get healthy who otherwise would not have been. I mean, we have a situation where we're looking at an entirely different season, new formatting. It's just rushed planning, more or less. And it ain't that serious. We're already in June. The finals should be on right now. You're already condensing the draft, free agency, and everything in between to fit like a couple months. Then you're going to be pushing next season's schedule. It's just, look, my team was the team that was in the greatest position, in my opinion, to win the championship. So if anybody should want to play, it should be us. However, everything I just said, just put it all in perspective, really. And I don't think we need to play, to be honest. I don't think we need to play. So take it for what it's worth, fans, Laker fans, NBA fans, sports fans in general. The time is now to be focused on real stuff. Sacrifice some of your comfort for the betterment of your future and the future of your children. Because if we don't handle this right now, we may be looking at another 400 years of the same stuff. And if you think the rioting is bad with this generation, you let a couple more generations get further and further more frustrated and pained and traumatized and feeling whatever they feel over whatever happens because we didn't do what we needed to do today. You don't want that. You don't want to see where this world goes from here if we don't handle this right now. So let's do what we have to do, man. That's all I got to say. Thank you guys for watching this video as well. If there's any video that you may have clicked on with my face on it, I appreciate you. God bless. BDF.